There is a pretty big issue with homelessness in Oklahoma City, and what I see every day is the faces that we don't think about very often, which are the children who are affected by family homelessness. In Oklahoma City Public Schools and Putnam City Schools combined, this year there are nearly 8,000 homeless children, grades K through 12.
At the same time, those are only the kids that are in school. It doesn't count the littles, the preschoolers. Nobody really counts those. It doesn't count the kids who didn't get enrolled in school for one reason or another. It doesn't count the teenagers that have dropped out. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we're not counting. So we know that the numbers are large and significant.
What homelessness looks like to us is not what you would normally think. So it's not necessarily your panhandlers on the side of the road. It could be, but that's not usually what it is. For our kids, the more dangerous situations are the ones where they're sleeping in abandoned homes, and they're in places that are not meant for habitation. They're staying in cars. They're staying in places without restrooms and without sinks to brush their teeth in. They're staying in places that children shouldn't be staying.
It's easy, I think, to go, oh, they're in a shelter, they're taken care of, but that's not the reality for a lot of the students that we serve at Positive Tomorrows, and they're the ones we worry about the most.
I always knew that, of course, they were sleeping on someone's couch or they were hopping from place to place, but to actually see where they're living and coming in one morning and you picking them up at one place, and then the next morning they're like, hey, they're at another spot today. So to see them not having that consistency has really changed my view. They walk out happy, as always, happy that they're going to school because they're getting out of whatever situation that they may be in. But one day I might pick them up at mom's friend's house, and then the next day they might be at the senior citizens home with grandpa. And then the next day they might be back at mom's best friend's house.
Positive Tomorrows is a private school for children whose families are homeless. We serve children pre-K through 5th grade. We do teach the same things that you'd see in any other classroom. Our teachers teach according to state standards. We're an accredited school. I would put our academics up against any other school in the state. And then we do a lot of other things that fill in all the extra blanks after school and day camps and make up for a lot of experiences that children miss out on. These are the kids who don't have birthday parties. These are the kids for whom the tooth fairy may not show up. These are the children for whom Santa Claus doesn't come. They always hear no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, we can't afford it. And I think what happens with children there, and when they hear that constant no, then eventually they lose hope that anything can be any different. And when you lose hope, then there's no reason really to finish school. There's no reason to really plan ahead. As you become an adult, that hopelessness translates into helplessness. So that learned hopelessness just develops into, that cycle of poverty over and over again.
And at Positive Tomorrows, they don't have to feel that way. When our kiddos come through the front door, the first thing we say is, are you hungry? Let's go get you breakfast. We do breakfast, lunch, and snack every single day. And we have a snack closet that if you can't make it from breakfast to lunch, that's cool. No one has to worry about being hungry.
We were able to expand services and add pre-K. We've done a lot of research on what was the next grade level, what did we need to do next, what was the most needed. And pre-K just kept floating to the top because these kids are the ones that are expelled 3.5 times more than any other grade level. And why? For the fact that they, a lot of times, aren't coming to school every day, that they have potty training issues, that they have tantrums, and those are things that people aren't necessarily working with them on.
10 little chickens rolling over, my little chickens making an oval. 8 little chickens watching a TV, 7 little chickens sitting on a chair, 6 little chickens in the house.
It's that early childhood education that we know that our kids need. So we've got 10 tiny, precious pre-K kids in there.
There's this one child in pre-K named Emma. I actually found out about Emma because she was having trouble napping during their pre-K nap time. So she came into my classroom, and that girl is a light.
Emma is just like full of sunshine. She comes in the door and she is smiling, and you know when she's in the building.
Emma is one of the just sweetest children you'll ever meet. And you will look at her and you will know that she has seen more in her little life than I've probably seen in my entire life or would ever want to.
My name is Emma. I'm in pre-K. Well, Sarah's my cousin, and William's my other cousin, and Sam's my brother. He doesn't really go to school because he's in the sky. Well, he went into college, and then he went to Buckle, and then he went to Richard, and then he went in the sky. No, I hate seeing my brother like that. My favorite thing about him was that he told really silly jokes, and he told me a story. It was Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Little Red Riding Hood, and she was taking some treats to her grandma, and then there was a big bad wolf, and it made her get lost, and then it took all the treats. And then it scared her grandma away, and then dressed it up like her grandma. And then when she got there, she said, "I got some treats for you, Grandma." And then she said, "What big eyes you have. What big teeth you have. What big nose you have." And then it was like, "The better to see, the better to eat you, the better to smell."
So last night, Emma's housing situation changed. They have until Friday, which is tomorrow, to find a new place to stay. So they're in survival mode, and Emma's not here this morning because of that. And we don't know if yesterday was her last day, if she'll be here tomorrow, if they'll figure out somewhere to go when she'll be here next week. And that's every day around here. It's hard for us, but it's just as hard.
Could you imagine them?
What they go
But
through.
here's the thing is that when they come in here, they love each other so much. This is their family. We become extended family to them. And when they don't show up, it's not just us, it's the other kids too. They miss them and they want to know where they are, and they all understand what that means when a child doesn't show up to school.
Positive Tomorrows is always looking for folks who can help us out in our mission, and there can be a number of different ways. Our primary need is the fact that we need to continue our funding, those financial gifts that will make it possible to do what it is that we need to do. We are turning children away. We turn away children every year. There are many, many more that we're not even reaching, who may not even know about us. But until we can expand our programs and hire the staff and have the facility and the things to serve those kids, we just are pushing to try and get there. So every dollar that somebody can give us to help us meet those goals will really make a difference in the life of a child.
For a donation of just $50, you can provide transportation for our entire school for a day.
$70 can provide snack for our entire school for an entire week. So if our kids are looking at going home and not having something to eat at night, that snack can serve as dinner for our kids. $250 can provide classroom supplies for one of our classrooms for an entire year. $500 can provide 1 year of academic testing for our entire school.
$1,000 provides an entire week of instruction for one of our classrooms.
$2,500 can provide a year of field trips for our kids. $5,000 is a semester of tuition for one child.
To all the donors that are watching this video, I just want to say thank you, because without you, we couldn't do it.
For those of you who have supported us in the past, thank you. Thank you for helping us grow. We've gone from 58 to 74 kids just in the last year and expanded our services with pre-K, and we certainly could not have done that without the donors that supported us and the volunteers and everyone in the communities that's really come together to help us make our programming the best.
I feel like I have the best job in the world because I get to work with people who want to support these sweet students every single day. And I feel like I can never say thank you enough.
I know that there are a lot of people who make daily sacrifices to see that the work of Positive Tomorrows goes forward. And that includes staff, it includes donors, it includes any people in our community who contribute things and of their time. And for every bit of that, I just want to say thank you to all of you. You're making a real difference in the lives of some very wonderful kids.